Hey everybody, how you doing? Once again, we're doing the. So here's the offering. I've decided to come all the way to Rockford, Grand Rapids. We're going over here. To the corner bar. Spacing out. We got to go inside, but you guys, please give a round of applause to your host, Mr. Mark Sweetman.
Hey, I don't know if that's.
Hey, man.
I don't know if we can get a round of applause on this until we get a live audience. I'm not sure if the round of applause is happening.
We'll see what we can do. I'm going to go inside here. Maybe it's on.
Well, let me know when you're ready, because and kind of interesting about why you're in Rockford. But I'll wait until you get settled there. That's my sidekick, Andy Jensen. He introduces the show each week.
I got a friend inside I was supposed to meet.
Okay.
Thanks. Oops, sorry.
And he's often on the road for us. He's our roving road reporter. But we don't assign him to places. He ends up being, wherever he is Monday night at 8:00 is his assignment. So,
I've never been to the.
That's where we are today. Is it somebody there with a loudspeaker, Andy?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, there he is.
Yes.
What's the name of the place you're at?
I'm at the corner bar.
Well, that's the name of it? The corner bar.
And I'm meeting a friend of mine here.
All right.
Hang on, my friend. Want to try one of these dogs?
I'll take one dog.
You know what? Make it a. We're gonna get 3 of them. Make it a basket.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could do a basket. Add the third dog on there.
Just do the basket with coleslaw and fries.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I will have Maker's Mark.
Oh, there we go.
I'm not sure.
So that's my friend Tim Hawkins.
Okay.
So we're gonna.
Up on the wall there.
Oh yeah.
5 over and 10 down.
Okay, so he's actually on the wall here for eating 12 hot dogs.
Tim is?
Tim is.
How about that?
What are you drinking, buddy?
I think just some water.
Some water?
Yeah, that'd be great.
A glass of water too. So yeah, 1984.
Oh yeah, I'll have Tim tell you the story.
Okay.
1984. Hey, nice to meet you. 1984, about 65 pounds ago, I was 19 and spent the day playing frisbee and decided to walk in and just sort of ordered 6 dogs out of a matter of habit, and then ate another 6 and to get on the wall here. So here we're here to relive that illustrious occasion.
Well, at least one 12 dogs less than that, at least.
Yeah, I'm gonna have 1 or 2.
1 or 2. Okay.
I have diabetes now, so
Yeah. Diabetes helps to eliminate that.
I can't eat 12 hot dogs anymore.
Okay.
Well, you could eat them without the buns.
You can eat it without the buns.
That's kind of gross, though.
Now, did you ever get into those competitions on Coney Island in New York?
No, I got to say that whole day was, I think, I'd spent the day playing frisbee and just smoking a lot of weed. I was 19, and I really had the munchies and really felt like eating hot dogs that day. So I've always been a fairly robust eater, though. As Andy can attest, we both the 2 of us just put away 2 pizzas not long ago, and
wow.
I starve myself the whole day, so I have enough my calorie. So,
but no competition, just pure pleasure. No competition, no monetary reward, just the pure gustatory pleasure of feeling 12 dogs slide down the gullet.
Yeah, I figured out. I used to eat a lot. I don't eat that much anymore.
I can't hear him.
Oh, did my mic go out?
No, you're fine. It's just I can't get it any louder.
Oh,
My phone won't be able to get it any louder. So.
no. So I just hold it up to your ear, and then you'll have to repeat to Tim what I'm saying. Is he related to Tim Hawkins, the comedian?
Are you related to Tim Hawkins, the comedian?
It's funny you should ask that because I have about I'm a writer. I have about 5 books out, and most of them are poetry books, but I also have a nonfiction book, and I occasionally get fan mail from the really famous Tim Hawkins, the Christian comedian, and they want to know about my Christian outlook on life and so forth. And
there we go.
I'll usually just say, well, get your mom's credit card and go to Amazon and you can buy one of my books. So I've gotten a lot of mileage out of that shtick, actually. And in all honesty, I did have one guy walk out of a reading of mine at a Barnes and Noble because he thought I was the other guy.
Oh man.
Yeah.
He
and
would.
It kind of stinks with my domain names too because I have to be Timothy Hawkins on Facebook, and I guess I should have.
I grew up with the name Mark Sweetman and was the only Mark Sweetman I knew for years and years and years. And then when the internet came along, there's about 25 of me in the world,
If you're a good businessman, if we were both good businessmen, we would have jumped on those domain names, but I'm sure you didn't.
I was working for a guy in college that bought, and he did it after I worked for him, but I knew him in college, and I talking to him later. He bought, or actually he had it bought for him. Somebody bought him Cuba.com. thinking, well, it's going to be cheap. It's going to stay cheap because Cuba's communist. It's never going to be commercialized. But Castro didn't live forever, and now the guy's sold it for $1 million. So
he knew he was going to kick off someday, so that was a wise investment.
Exactly. So. Yeah. So for that $10, it's everybody was keeping their hands off, but his brother bought it for him as a Christmas gift. So.
Oh yeah. No, you should have. We could have gone around buying up KimJongUn.com.
There you go.
MarshallTito.com. I did the great communist department store tour throughout my travels as well. I've been to a really great department store in Hanoi, Vietnam, and I bought some Yugoslavian toothpaste there, a guitar that wouldn't stay tuned for 3 minutes, but
well, Hanoi, Hanoi's got a huge American expat community now. Who knew?
I was there right after, just actually before we regained diplomatic relations with them. It was in 1992 or 1993, going into 1994, and I had to get off in Hanoi. And it was quite interesting. Things were really changing a lot at that point. I remember going to the Mekong Delta and coming back to Saigon and seeing that they had put up this whole apartment building while I'd been gone for a week. And then, being on a public bus where the fare was 1 million dong, which is about 10 cents, and being told that I had to pay a whole dollar as a capitalist tourist. And that was the problem. I changed $100 when I got there, and I became like a dong billionaire overnight. And I didn't have a money belt big enough to handle all that cash.
You didn't have a belt big enough for your dong?
I did not have a belt big enough for my dong. No, I became a dong billionaire overnight. Just like that. Yeah, I mean, just from trading in $100 bill. So.
My kid, well, he's not a kid anymore. He's 32 years old. But my son got involved with that GameStop fiasco.
Oh, really?
From a while back. Yeah.
Was he an investor in that, or?
Yeah, he invested. He got in on it. He got in on it early when all these guys were conspiring to beat the hedge funds, and grew the thing 1,200% or whatever it was. So
I think that was a surprise even to the GameStop folks, wasn't it?
Yeah, same thing happened to AMC theaters. I mean, all these stocks that everybody was buying shorts on, expecting them to fail. AMC should have failed, should have failed miserably during the pandemic, but it's actually AMC theaters are still open. I've gone to an AMC theater a couple of times since the pandemic. So
I live in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and it's one of my kids' favorite places. They say the seats are more comfortable than their beds. Actually, they're they recline, and I mean you can go fall asleep there. A lot of bad movies you can watch and fall asleep on.
You know what? And I'm at the age now too that, and I don't go to the movies to fall asleep, but I'm at the age where I do fall asleep if the movie does not interest me. And I tell you, I just saw the Spider-Man. My wife and I went to see the Spider-Man movie. My daughter's seen it 4 times. Because I guess once these kids get their own money, they're not paying rent yet. They have all kinds of money for stuff. But I've decided that now action movies for me are the same as roller coasters at the amusement parks. I used to love them, but now I could probably skip them and just probably do a lot better.
Well, they're kind of all about the same, right? I mean, the trajectory of them is about pretty predictable, and I have not seen Spider-Man yet, even though I've heard it's setting all kinds of records. I know my kids have seen it, but
it was okay. It was okay, but I tell you what, the movie I'm telling everybody to see is that Don't Look Up. Adam McKay's film.
I watched part of that last night. I watched about 20 to 30 minutes of it, and unfortunately, because we live in such a post-satirical age, it really hit too close to like, it was more like reality. I found it really depressing. I had to give up after 20 to 30 minutes. Because, it was just like watching a documentary more than anything.
I don't know. I think it's the movie I'll point back to when I have grandkids.
Yeah.
And I go, what's going to happen? These kids are going to have people on one side and people on the other. They're going to get 2 different stories about what happened. You want to know what really happened? Here, take a look at this fiction.
Yeah. It's like a sign of the time. It looks like Idiocracy has become a documentary now.
Yes, exactly. I got to go back. I got to go back and watch that one now too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm going to hand you back to Andy a minute. I'm going to find some ketchup here for our.
Good. It was nice. It was nice. It was nice getting to know your ear.
Yeah, sorry, Mark. I'm sorry, Mark. I apologize. At least I could hear you. So
had this been a podcast on audio podcasting, great. But because we do visuals,
it would have been an audiologist dream there, close above my ear canal.
Well, at least you keep them trim. That's kind of nice,
All right. Well, now we're gonna. He's gonna go get some catch up, and then we'll watch him reenact the 12 dogs that he ate.
Oh, okay. Tim has the Brazilian of ear care there.
Oh yeah, yes.
Anyway, so I'm going to get back to format here. I'm going to put my wife on, and she's going to.
Kind of jumped a little bit, but go ahead.
I'm sorry. What's that? Hold on. I gotta put the.
We kind of jumped format a little bit, but go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I'm going to put the speaker on for my wife so she can hear you. Because I was using my earbuds because you guys are in a noisy room there. Tim, Andy's with his friend Tim at a bar in Grand Rapids.
Okay. Is this your new mic?
Yes, that's the one that William gave me.
Chris.
Anyway, here's Susan with this week's poem.
Hi.
Susan's going to do
like my new do.
In the poem's dialogue, we will be able to talk about the subject.
Did I lose you?
That's a hot dog.
We'll be able to talk about hot dogs, but she's going to do a poem about the weekly events.
Oh, cool.
We're ready.
Okay.
I can't hear.
We're going to tie up the end of the year here with this one.
Okay.
The off-night poetry year's at an end. So listen closely, my dear sweet friend. 2021 is almost done. Writing poems for your show has been quite fun. The news is ongoing and mostly sad. Some of it is really bad. This week we had more virus news, rumors of war, and lies Trump didn't lose. China's civil rights are questionable. Olympics are coming, and that is so. Christmas was here and now is gone. Hope your holidays were meaningful and nothing went wrong. New Year is on the way, and I have wishes for you. May we all have a marvelous year 2022. That's
Very good. Very good.
Well, Andy knows, but Tim just found out that's my wife, and she writes a poem every week for us that kind of acts as our sort of our agenda, or at least our list of topics. But I also have a quiz this week, a news quiz, and there's a lot of year-end questions on that. I noticed I was watching the year-end stuff on a bunch of the shows that I watch, and they're always like Saturday, CBS is Sunday morning, and I realized that the people always forgotten are the ones that die between Christmas and New Year's, because they always do those wrap-ups before they go on Christmas vacation. So don't die between Christmas and New Year's, because you'll never make the memorial.
You'll never be remembered.
You'll never make the memoriam. So.
Oh. So here's him reenacting the eating of the hot dogs.
This is going to be good. This will make the highlight reel.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, in 1984, I was 19, and I very nonchalantly ate 12 hot dogs and could have eaten more. I ordered 6, and it was quite easy. And to try to do it again. I'm 56 now, going on 57, and I don't think I can. I think this is about as much as I can do. So I got almost one. Almost one.
The reenactment is almost one.
So it's maybe on the 50th anniversary I can do better. But right now I have diabetes and high blood pressure and high cholesterol, and I didn't have any of that stuff in 1984. Amazing when you think about it, but yeah, it was good. It was good. 3/4 of that hot dog was really good.
Okay, there we go. So it was reenacted.
Well, you know what? 84 to so what was that? 36 years later, 37 years later.
Yeah.
From 84, 37 years later. I guess one hot dog is the same as 20 hot dogs. If you think about it.
One hot dog's the equivalent is the same.
12 was then, yeah.
Yeah, your body is not going to be able to do it. It's not enough metabolism to be able to take care of that hot dog.
Right. Well, Andy, I don't know if I told you. I went to my doctor. Have I talked to you since I went to my doctor last week? I can't remember.
No.
I'm down to 204.
You're at 204.
I might get below 200 before my birthday, which would be kind of cool.
So this is the story. Mark Sweetman is losing weight, and he doesn't know why. He just walks down the street and just loses weight and has no.
Does he have chronic thirst?
No, he just walks around and just loses weight without even thinking about it.
No, I know why. I cut him down on my carbs.
He's
other
working
activity.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mark, do you have chronic thirst, or do you have to get up like 3 or 4 times to go to the restroom at night?
Oh, I go to the toilet like at least 10. No, I go to the toilet a lot. I mean, I really do.
You may want to talk to your doctor. That's how I was diagnosed with diabetes.
Well, I already have diabetes. That's why.
There you go. Okay. Well,
that's why I cut out all. In fact, it was after I was at 263, and now I'm at 204. So that's 59 pounds just since I got diagnosed.
Yeah.
My doctor's very happy. He says I'm losing it the right way. I'm not losing it fast. I'm losing it, half a pound a month or something. So he's very happy.
Slowly over time.
Good for you. Yeah.
Well, I said, he said, did you gain it? Did you gain it in 3 pounds? I said, or 3 months? I said, no. He says, well, you don't want to lose it in 3 months either. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's pretty good, Mark.
The good part about
I lost 10 pounds this week. I shaved my beard.
Yeah.
So.
I love.
Even got a haircut too.
I love a good cutting your hair to lose weight joke. Oh, nothing.
That has worked very well.
Nothing quite like a that and that and the divorced my spouse. I lost 140 pounds. I divorced my husband or something. Something ridiculous like that. Those are always good too.
Go ahead.
So anyway, we got nobody else on the show tonight. I guess Sam was on last week. I think the problem with Sam is he's taking these medications to help him through chemo.
Yeah.
And I think they put him to sleep quite often. So he says that because he loves Monday Night Football, and so because we do the hour before Monday Night Football, he likes our show because it keeps him awake for Monday Night Football. But if he can't make it through through our show, he's not going to make it through football. So.
That's good. And Jason didn't give you a call at all?
You know what? I might have sent it to the wrong. I might have sent it to the wrong email for Jason. I should give him a call or something.
Well, I did find out something interesting with Brandy.
Yeah.
I was watching advertisements on the PBS, and they were talking about stuff that's coming up this week. And I saw a picture of her on Under the Radar.
Really? Under the Radar, the PBS
I called
show?
her up.
Yeah.
Under the Radar on PBS.
Yeah, that I know. I know the show.
So I called her up, and she said she was actually it took place at the Comedy Castle, and she said she was on stage when they were filming, so she knew something about it. She didn't know that she would be on TV.
Huh.
So I've been trying to get hold of UTR to find out when that segment aired, and see if we can get her a
clip.
A clip of that.
Yeah.
But the ad had a nice close up on her, like a 3/4 shot. She had the mic in her hand. She had the stand.
Very cool.
And she was doing some jokes, But hey, even she, I said they probably are going to edit most of your material. But she said, well, they said that too, like they're going to have to, block out whatever she says, like swear words and stuff. So, but
yeah,
it's hard as heck to try and get hold of UTR, and I've been trying to find a clip, but I know I saw the clip, and so I called Brandy and said she's going to try and tape sections of PBS, and hopefully she'll get the clip. So
I think it'd be easier to get a hold of them than it would be to try to find the.
Man, I tried. I've been trying to get a hold of UTR. I finally had to send them an email, and I couldn't. I tried to get a hold of the PBS station, and nobody has phones anymore. I mean, there's nobody you can't talk to anybody anymore. And it's like, they have phones, but they're all disconnected. It's like, I'm kind of going like, wasn't there a time that they actually cared what the public wanted to talk about,
Remember talking to a person on a phone? Petridge Farms remembers.
A phone, just a phone, a simple, give me a horse. I'll give my horse for a phone,
Yeah.
Sort of like what was that scene in Dr. Strangelove where he was trying to get quarters to make a phone call?
Yeah.
Do you have money for a trunk call? A trunk call. All right, I'll give you change, but you're going to get me in trouble with the Coca-Cola company, That was a good one. Good scene.
That was a good scene.
What else? So what have you been doing this week, Mark?
This week we had Christmas, and I had a very pleasant, I call it, surprise. I don't know if I should be, but after years and years and years of my children being materialistic banshees on Christmas morning, now 7 of my 8 children are adults, and they've become very generous, and I was very pleasantly surprised by that. Although I should be actually proud that they picked up things that I didn't think they were picking up, but that was kind of nice.
So what did you get?
Let's see. I got a from Well, my youngest daughter is still only 15, so she didn't give me anything. So she's all about getting. But my 18-year-old daughter bought me a nice gift card from Dick's Sporting Goods, and that'll probably go towards firearms, fishing gear, or new basketball shoes.
You have firearms? You actually have guns, Mark?
What's that?
You have a gun?
Yeah, we're gun people.
Oh, okay.
So we don't. I mean, I'm not. I'm not NRA crazy. I'm not. I'm gonna vote against the NRA guy. But
yeah, but you go hunting and stuff?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Would you go deer hunting?
No, but I would. I mean, I just haven't done it yet. But
do you duck hunting?
No, haven't done that either. But
partridge?
But I would. What have I?
Pheasant? You go pheasant hunting?
Yeah, I've shot a bird. Yeah, turkey and pheasant and stuff. I shoot skeet. Which is cool. It's an inanimate object they fling into the air with machines.
Skeet is good. That's cool.
Yeah. They're orange. They don't look the least color of nature. There is.
And they don't bite back. That's true.
They don't bite back, exactly. If you miss them, they don't charge you. And I do target shooting. At shooting ranges with the kids and stuff like that.
Got it.
Anyway, my wife is she's licensed to carry a concealed weapon. So, yeah, we're not.
No. I have a concealed weapon, but it's not a gun. So.
Oh, did you have to go through the training and get the permit and all that stuff?
No, I have a concealed weapon, but it's not a gun. It's after I have a lot of chili. I can gas out an entire room if I have to.
Yeah. I got a blowgun and I know how to use it. Everybody back.
It's hard. It's hard to control it. There we go.
My oldest daughter bought me she bought 4 gifts for my wife and I that we can use together. So we got a cordless vibration massager, I guess, that whatever, with a bunch of attachments and stuff. And she got us she got me some drill bits, stuff she thought Dad would like. And then, what stuff that I hadn't had before. She at least went into my toolbox and checked to see what I needed.
Nice. And
I think we got something for the bedroom, like a pillow or some kind, or something. And then another gift card from her. My son's bought me. Let's see what my son's got me. My son's got me. I got boots, which I like, which I kind of needed. I got a hat. Can't go wrong with a hat and a tie. And it was just very nice. Oh, and I got this new microphone that I'm using tonight.
Very cool.
My youngest son bought me my new microphone for my podcast. And that's about it, I guess.
I told you I'd pay for your own.
How many hot dogs? How many hot dogs is Tim up to now? Are we
Tim has wiped out all 12 hot dogs.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's totally wiped out. He's completely gone. Oh,
you know what you should do? He should have before.
I should probably call an ambulance because he's going through a diabetic coma.
Before you swung the camera over there, you should have unbuttoned like that lowest button on his shirt.
I think so. So they're starting to clear us out here. So
are they? God, what?
Well,
Hey, I noticed that too. My neighborhood, we used to have, when I was a kid, we used to have 24-hour restaurants all the time. We'd finish a show at a comedy club at 1 a.m. and we'd go out to the restaurant. They don't have 24-hour restaurants anymore.
I know. Oh, here, Tim, tell them about your Vietnam story.
And we have 24 restaurants, but this is Rockford. Damn it, they roll up the streets at 5 o'clock. The only people welcome here are basically retirees, I think, and teachers out of season. I mean, literally the place closes up at 5. But Andy asked me to tell you a Vietnam story, and I don't remember which one it was.
Australians? Yes.
I can tell you a different one because I don't remember the one he's suggesting. But I was in a restaurant in Nha Trang. This was 30 years ago, and I was traveling with a group of European tourists, mainly some Danish and Dutch and Germans and a couple of English, and I ordered the seafood. No, I ordered the pork, and then I asked where was the restroom, and they told me it was built out on this plank walkway over the beach. And so I walked out that way and was taking care of business, and I heard a lot of hogs underneath just sort of battling one another for what came out of the nether regions of my longing. So immediately afterwards, I walked back in there and changed my order.
Changed your order.
Changed my order from pork. Yeah. But yeah, I did have the luxury. I did have the privilege of going there actually just before we opened diplomatic relations, and I recall I took a train from Hanoi up to the border, and it was very dark. It was like 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. I was wearing a thin T-shirt that I'd been wearing down in Saigon where it was still warm.
Right.
And a companion of mine on the train was not allowed to cross, so I bought all of his Ho Chi Minh T-shirts and started walking across the border with like 18 T-shirts on. And I said, well, where is China? And they said, just keep walking. And as the sun rose up, I started walking down this dirt road, and we still had a trade embargo with Vietnam, but as far as the eye could see, there were bicycles coming in from China over the border, stacked about 25 feet high with Marlboro cigarettes, Johnny Walker whiskey, Coca-Cola, Camel filters, and everything you can imagine. And so much for the trade embargo. That's how the Chinese get around that.
So all the things we couldn't sell got brought in over the border. So.
Exactly. Yeah, that was quite a magical couple of months I was there. The country was in quite a bit of flux. It was building up its tourist industry. A lot of Vietnam vets were beginning to go back at that time. I saw some Vietnam vets have some pretty emotional reunions with people throughout the country. And I found that at that point, this was 30 years ago, but the people were very welcoming to Americans coming back. And I know things have changed a lot. I'd certainly love to go back at some point.
Well, Vietnam's got a huge expat community now.
It does now. It was just beginning to develop one at that point in time. I know it's something else. I was there in kind of Wild West days.
Right.
I'm sure it's nothing like what I recall. But
well, I think I'm still waiting for my wife to retire, but once she does, we've got Vietnam on our list of places to spend a month or two in the winter.
Yeah, it's quite something. It's quite a beautiful land, and people are lovely, and the culture is lovely, and the food is phenomenal, and it's just one of those very unique places. I felt really privileged to have been there at that place in time in the early 90s. I was living in Asia at that point. I got to travel quite a bit. Looks like I'm wearing that ribbon in my hair, though. I have to move this over. It looks kind of good, doesn't it? Yeah. It looks really kind of good with that ribbon in my hair.
Kind of like
I have any hair left. Yeah.
I could change the screen to black and white, and then it could look like an Indian headdress or something.
Yeah. Maybe you should. So that's one story, and
the one I was talking about was the Australians keeping you away from water and food.
Oh, yeah. So Andy was reminding me not long after that, I do have a really good story about when I traveled in the Philippines. I did not have a credit card. I was living in Taiwan, but I went down for the scuba diving, and I came back to Manila with about $3 in my pocket, and I went to the Philippine Airways travel desk there in Manila and said, well, I'd like to get I just want to make sure I can renew my, confirm my flight tomorrow. And this was a Friday night, and she looked at me and said, oh, well, I'm sorry, sir. I mean, you do understand that we need a week's advance to confirm a flight. So I won't be able to get you on a flight for at least a week. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, yeah, is there anywhere I can go have some money wired? And she just looked at me askance again and said, we were really having power outages around the country. So, I mean, it will take at least a week for money to be advanced to you. So I just sort of dejectedly slumped off to this park and was sitting there thinking, what am I going to sell? I don't have anything to sell, and I have like $3 I can live on for a week. And these two Aussie blokes I had met scuba diving came up, and I told them my story, and they said, all right, man, we're going to have a confab, talk about your situation here. I came back, all right, and said, we're going to teach you a lesson. You can stay with us. We'll buy you all the beer you can drink, but we're not going to feed you until we put you on that plane in a week. So, yeah, that food's up to you. So, but true to their word, they took me out. They feasted through all the great restaurants in Manila and bought me all the beer I could drink. And I was like on the ground after a few days looking for popcorn kernels, and people started looking at me with very sad looks in their face. And they did eventually pour me on that flight to Taiwan, and I dreamed of that food. But when I got to Taipei, I woke up and I said, where's my food? And the stewardess said, I'm sorry, sir. We tried to wake you, but you sleep. So that's about the hungriest I've been. I probably could have eaten at least 12 dogs that day. Yeah. So, and I really owed a lot to those two guys. And then unfortunately, their address and numbers were in my wallet, which was stolen about a week later. So I was never able to thank them properly. But hey, to you two blokes, thank you for buying me all the beer I could drink and not buying me a single bit of food. Not even whatever they eat there.
The spread for the
whatever that stuff's called. Anyway, there's a couple stories from me. So happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Glad to be alive. Got to get this ribbon out of my hair. I'll turn you back to Andy.
Yeah.
So my on the road is
Vegemite.
That's it. Vegemite.
Oh,
Trying to think of the song.
Yeah.
Vegemite.
They love that stuff in Australia.
Yeah, I've actually seen some of that. I haven't tried it yet, but it's kind of I'm kind of afraid. It's really dark.
It's horrid. It's horrid, and it's I'm sure we have things that they wonder how we can eat it.
Yeah.
But that Vegemite crap. Oh, it's horrible.
Oh yeah. Wow. You slammed that. Wow.
$12.
Cool.
They got me $12.
He's going to do 12 dogs. 12 dogs today. So it's I was my holiday was sort of along these lines. Let's kibosh the test till next week, shall we? Unless you did you do multiple choice?
The quiz I did, but you know what? It's a year-end one, and we could do a year-end one next week because it'll only be January 3rd. So we could do the 2021 quiz on January 3rd, 2020. It's only 3 days in, right?
That's right. It gives me more time to test and get myself up to specs.
We could have an issue with next Monday though, because I think Monday night may be 51st Jokes. Do you remember 51st Jokes?
That's right. Has she contacted you yet?
You know what? Yeah, she has. She sent me a message and gave me an email address to send my a copy of my COVID vaccination card too. And so it could be a few. I don't know how many people have been vaccinated, but I've been vaccinated and boosted, so I'm good to go.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I don't know what the. Oh, there you go. Whoops.
So yeah.
I don't know what that is. Oh, I accidentally hit the button on YouTube and started the beginning of this show. That's what you just heard. Anyway, so yeah, I'm still waiting to hear back from her on all the details. It's going to be at the Arc. I know that, which I love. I love that stage. You've seen the 51st jokes before, haven't
Yeah,
you?
I've been to it twice. I watched it from the seats. So I was not on the inside group at that point.
Do you want to get in? Because I was the one that gave her contact information for everybody that first year. She's kind of done it on her own since then, because once people heard about how great it was, they didn't need a Mark Sweetman to tell people they should do it, you know.
Got it. Well, I might actually have a joke if she wants me to do it. I have one joke that might work. So, but it has to be a new joke then, right?
Yeah, it has to be a new joke.
Brand new joke. Okay.
It has to be a brand new joke. Well, but if you wrote it like today, you could still tell it next Monday. How would they know that you wrote it before the beginning of the year? You can write a joke. I mean, that one year I did all those jokes about Trump, and it was based on things that he had done in the previous year, but I didn't write them until the new year. The idea is that you just tell jokes that you've written since the beginning of the year.
Okay.
Your first jokes.
Your first jokes. Got it.
Yeah. It's always a great show, though. I mean, because you know what? It doesn't matter. You know, you could be, even if we had comics that suck, they only suck for a minute and a half for 2 minutes. You know what I mean? So there's always good stuff coming up.
Got it. Okay. So if I bomb badly, it doesn't matter. So
it doesn't really. Let me. Do you have Facebook? You're on Facebook, right?
I have Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah. Go to Shelley Smith's Facebook page. Actually, you know where and then send her a direct message or DM or whatever they call it. You know, where you can actually message the person so it's not public, and just say that you want to get on the show if she's got room available.
Okay.
It might be a bit late because I think she put the first feeler out on December 18th, so she might be full. But she always overbooks, because you know why? There's always a good 8 to 12 people that can't make it. They don't show up, or they can't make it, or something's come up, or they get a paying gig, because she doesn't pay anything for this, you know.
Okay. All right.
So
I will endeavor to do that.
And you already know how fun it is because you've seen it a couple of times, right?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's not bad. And that's gonna be Monday night, right?
I don't know. I'm gonna check out. Let me check out the.
Is that the second? Like January 2nd?
That would be January 3rd, I think.
January 3rd. Wow.
I think. I don't. You know what? Let me.
I may not be able to do that because I'm rehearsing the play starting on the 2nd of January.
Hold on, let me find my calendar here.
Is it at like 10 o'clock at night?
No, it starts at like 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna be able to do it because I'm doing the rehearsal for the play.
Where's the rehearsal at?
It's gonna be in Ypsilanti at the Riverside Arts.
Okay, so what time would rehearsal be over? Because the show goes from like 7 to. It's a 3-hour show.
Yeah, it'll be over. The rehearsal will be over probably about 9:30, 10.
Yeah, you probably just. I mean, they'd have to put you on last, and you'd barely make it, I think.
Yeah, well, I'll do it next year. That's okay.
All right. Well, that's if it is. I'm still looking for. I'm still looking for that here. Where's my? Can't find it now. It's my groups. Oh, I need my home. I'm going to my Facebook right now, see if I can find if they've posted the time and the date and everything. The only thing I know for sure is that it's at the Arc, because the Arc was one of the email addresses I had to send the vaccination card to.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
here we
you
go.
know, I got a haircut, and I told the woman I wanted to keep a little hair on the top so I can do my comb over. I think she missed the concept, you know? Cut everything off, you know? And like, a comb over is supposed to comb over the bald spot, not leave a
Right.
bald spot.
Not leave the balls, but yeah.
Now I have a bit of a shiny head.
Shouldn't you
So-
be? You know, I always say that if you need a comb over, you need to go to a bald barber. You need to go to a guy that has the same
issue, yeah.
issue.
I mean, I should have just said, give me the Darren McGavin, you know? Come on, you know? Give me the Gene Hackman, the Darren McGavin, you know? Come on, you know? Give me the Lou Grant. That would be fine, you know?
Give me the Lou Grant.
I usually show her a $50 bill and said, I want Grant. Could you just do my beard like Grant in the haircut? So usually that fits. That works out, but not this time. So on Christmas Eve, I was invited to go to my brother's place, but he had kind of a mixed session, half vaxxed, half not vaxxed.
Oh God.
So I decided not to go, but you know, even though there was going to be a christening, and I guess the church was going to be packed, so I decided not to go to that. So I decided I would help other people have their Christmas moment.
Okay.
So I went to the airport and picked people up and took them to their Christmas moment. So that was my help. So I picked up, you know, I had two good experiences. You know, I took a woman to Saginaw, all the way up to Saginaw, and she, you know, found the place. And I just barely ran out of gas. And then, you know, as I was in the gas station, like, what is it with guys in those thumper cars? Like, I had two guys circle me in thumper cars in the middle of Saginaw. I'm just trying to get gas. They're like, what is this? Is this like, am I an outsider? Am I supposed to give them money or something? Is this the equivalent of a, you know, being wassailed or something like this?
Right.
I don't know.
That's like wassailed.
Wassailed.
Better.
Wassailed. I'm being wassailed. I'm being wassailed. Anyway,
I knew what you
the
meant.
other one, I got a guy in the back, and it was like Christmas Eve is the most nonplussed thing to him. He had golf clubs, just got back from, you know, Florida. You know, he's calling up the Christmas dinner as basically going to be, you know, pizza. You know, okay, I can get the pizzas ready. Oh yeah, I got pizza. All right, yeah. You know, do we have the decorations up? No, we'll do it next year. It's like, so the most nonplussed. You know, it's completely kind of like, yeah, you know, I can't put it in. Like, yeah, I was in Florida. I was missing the heat, you know, sort of things. Most natural. And then that was okay. But the third guy kind of took all the Christmas thing out of me. Goes, picked him up in the airport, and the door was open, and all I saw him was he had this massive vape thing, and he was blowing out vape smoke. And I had to stop him. I go, hey, wait a minute. You can't get in here with that. So I had to go give him a whole lecture of like, you know, I'm responsible for the vehicle. I can't have you in there smoking. They'll charge me for the cleanup, and that's $500. And there's like, he was stunned that I was not going to give him the ride unless he stopped doing it. And then it was sort of like, you know, it was just driving him to Dearborn, and it's sort of like, you know, the guy was like maybe 28 years old or something, but the idea that you don't smoke in the back of a car or something like seemed alien to him, you know?
Right.
And it was just, it's sort of like, you know, he had no sense of like that there was a Christmas thing going on. I kind of go, you know, I'm just going home. It's okay. So much for the Christmas experience, you know? But the next day, my brother Jeff, who was all vaxxed, his family was all vaxxed up. And I went over to his place. We had literally a roast beast, and it was like a side of beef, bunch of ribs, and his daughters were all there with their family and stuff. So I actually did have somewhat of a Christmas experience, so it wasn't too bad. And they played the game of like a charades off the phone.
Oh, okay.
Which was kind of cool. So, but for the most part, then I realized while I was there, I was supposed to drive the grandmother home. So that was, you know, that was it. I was the only sober one, and so I decided I was the one who was going to drive grandma home. So I know what my purpose in life is: drive grandmother home. So, but there we go. That was my Christmas experience. and nothing
Yeah,
but
we-
Christmas carols the whole time.
Yeah, we our Christmas. Well, fortunately, I've got so many kids that didn't seem small, but we just kept it to immediate family. We didn't visit anybody. We didn't have anybody extra over. We got a pandemic, so
Yeah.
phone calls to other family members worked great. So
Got it. Well, my brother was all vaxxed up, so we were good. So I thought it would be all right. We were all 3 sheets to the wind.
oh, and
So
of
we're-
course, and of course, you knew that the Unclub reunion got canceled. I think we mentioned that a few weeks ago. So
Oh yeah, Mark's. We're gonna probably get going. We have. They're closing the bar, so we're gonna.
well, you know what? Wait, we're not doing the quiz, and we don't have any other guests tonight, so we can just wrap it up if you want. I mean, we don't
Yeah,
have.
I think we should. We've been
All
on
right.
for like 50 minutes.
Yeah, we got a couple of good Southeast Asian stories in, and
Well, I think Tim has one more. I remember when he first went to Taiwan, he has a great story about Taiwan. About getting on a bicycle.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Here, I'll tell you, this will be the ender, okay? This
all
will be
right,
the
all right, all right. We'll wrap with this story. That sounds good.
All right.
I'll try to make it brief, even though throughout the course of the actual event, I developed 3 sets of calluses on my hands and relived my life at least twice. But it's a long story. I ended up in Taiwan. I didn't speak really hardly any Spanish. Well, it didn't matter how much Spanish I spoke. I hardly spoke any Chinese. My friend Brad, I was with him for a day, and then he took off to go traveling with his sister in Thailand, and said, here's a piece of paper. My address is written on Chinese here. If you get lost, just hand this to somebody or a cab driver, and you can get back. But as long as you have this piece of paper, even if you don't know how to pronounce anything, you can always get back to the apartment. Here's the keys. So, of course, the very next day, I went out and jumped on his motorcycle without that piece of paper and just looked at the landmark, which was a 7-Eleven store and a big Marlboro sign, and said, well, I'll be back, in 20 minutes as soon as I get the lay of the land. Well, it was about 15 hours later. I had gone through every part of the city possible. My hands were bleeding from being on the motorcycle. I'd gone through about 2 tanks of gas. I've been through about 3 or 4 serious fits of weeping because I didn't know where I was and didn't know how to ask how to get anywhere or even how to get to where I wanted to go. I mean, I could have I did meet a guy who spoke perfect English and said, I want to just go to Brad's house. And he said, where's that? I said, I really don't know. It's by the Marlboro sign and the 7-Eleven. He's like, yeah, you probably noticed there are about 100 of those in the city. So yes, I've noticed. So I'll get back on my motorcycle and get back to my quest. And so finally, I don't even know how it's possible. I did finally find my way back, but I lived there for another 3 years, and I would have flashbacks every time I would go into a new part of the city, just thinking back to that day, going, oh, I remember that statue. I drove past it about 35 times that day. Yes, I was crying. Now I can see it with clear eyes, but I was crying then because I didn't think I'd ever find a place to sleep except a park bench. So that was and the moral of the story was I never left Brad's apartment without that address again until I learned how to speak Chinese, and then I was good.
I'm guessing that with age you have travel wisdom. I'm sure you don't make the same mistakes that you did as a young man.
Yes, some travel wisdom. I could like write a book called 250 Stupid Blunders Never to Do when you're traveling in a foreign country where you don't speak the language or know anything about the culture or the customs.
You ever go to Malaysia?
Oh yes. I've been all over Southeast Asia. I've been Philippines, Malaysia, Thailand, Hong Kong when it was still just Hong Kong.
Myanmar. You ever go to?
Oh yes, quite a few places.
Huh.
Lots of stories. I'll come back sometime and
good
and bend your ear again.
Good. I like it. Well, thanks for
What new book have you written, Tim?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Andy just reminded me to plug my books. I have
Yeah,
several
plug your
books. My latest poetry collection is called West of the Backstory, and it's by a small press in Portland, Oregon, a very renowned press. But you can find it on their website and on Amazon. I have a website too. It's called www.timhawkinspoetry.com, where you can find all kinds of books and other paraphernalia. And yeah, feel free to reach out. I'm not
Sounds
the Christian comic. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy.
But you're not him, but you will use him to sell a book. So
Oh, I'll use anything to sell a book. Yeah, poetry book. Are you kidding me? I mean, honestly, if you sell a dozen, it's a good year. So.
Well, here's actually Tim Hawkins is one of my favorites. I mean, he's.
I hear he's quite funny.
I usually don't like Christian comedians because they're more they're not about the funny as much as they are about the Christ. But Tim is funny. Tim is funny first, and I know he plays a lot of secular and non-church type venues as well. So
I hear he's quite talented. I stay away from watching him just so I don't feel worse about myself.
Well, you won't. Yeah. Well, I don't think you'll feel it. He does things that I think he can get away with just because of his reputation that some Christian comics can't get away with because they're asked to walk a straight line and stuff like that, and he walks that straight line, but he walks right up to it and dips his toe on the other side. But yeah,
I'm willing to do any of that stuff, but nobody really wants me to see me do it. So that's the difference between that Tim Hawkins and this Tim Hawkins.
Yeah. Well, it was good to have you. It was good to have you, Tim. We'll have to check out those books and come on back anytime. Anytime you have a story, and Andy will tell you this. I mean, anybody that wants to come on can come on at any time. We can squeeze people in and out. And
well,
Andy will always volunteer to go off screen in order to give us room for anybody that wants to come on. So,
well, it's been a real pleasure talking to you, Mark. And I've known Andy for going on 35 years, so I've got a few stories I can tell on him next time too.
Oh, good.
So,
although he's got some stories. We used to have a room called the Unclub, which was the un in it was for unconventional, and he told some great stories about when he was driving a truck and.
Oh yeah, I've heard a few of those. Yep, I've known him since he was a young man. I'm going to compile a few of those, and I'll tell a few of those next time.
Yeah, there you go. That sounds great. All right.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Tim. Hey, Andy, I think we're done now. We've done a whole hour, okay. And I know they're closing you down there. So
yeah, they're definitely closing us up. So
I want to say I see you next Monday at 8, but let's be flexible with that because I may be at 51st Joke. So I'll let you know though for sure.
All right, no problem. Let me know ahead of time. That's cool.
All right. And call me if you need anything. I'll talk to you later. And for the rest of you, even if we're not live Monday, I'll put something out here next Monday night at 8:00, even if it's like a compilation show or something. So that's for that's for the viewer. That's for the 1 or 2 viewers we get each week.
The 2 people that really watch the show. I don't know.
Yeah, and one of them.
I have a feeling as a man with a smoking and that sort of like belongs to the government is trying to, figure out what we're doing.
What we're doing, what code we're giving out to people.
Exactly. It has to be a code. They have to be doing something as a code.
He's trying to break the code. What we're saying, what we're telling our
they're
people.
expecting Mulder to show up at any time now. So.
I kind of wanted to talk about Trump going against the conspiracy theorists this last week, where he was like backing the vaccine and stuff. Did you?
Oh yeah.
We'll talk. Yeah, we'll talk about it next week in our year-end wrap up. All right. Well, thanks, and we'll see everybody. We'll see everybody next week. Good night, everybody.
Good night.